It's time for our daily dose of cope, and today's show is brought to us by my 600-pound leopard life. Obviously, this poor leopard is getting chunky because the faces are abundant. And y'all, we have got to keep on discussing the way Trump is coming after his own supporters and the way MAGA is coming for Trump. I am loving this soap opera. I am living for it. But before I talk about some of the MAGA meltdowns, I had to talk about this headline with this picture. Trump is trying to distract from the fact that MAGA is coming for him and that he is coming for his own base by saying, Trump says Coca-Cola will use real sugar in its flagship drink. The company isn't confirming that. But whoever put this together is hilarious. He's sitting up here daintily drinking this Diet Coke, which is made with fake sugar, looking like the epitome of alphaness. Just looking all squishy like a plushie that needs to be discarded because it's old and raggedy. But the alphaness picture is just hysterical, the juxtaposition of this. And why am I even bringing this up? Because on his live social page, he says, I have been speaking to Coca-Cola about using real, all caps, cane sugar and Coke in the United States, and they have agreed to do so. I'd like to thank all those in authority at Coca-Cola. This will be a very good move by them. You'll see, it's just better. How would you know? You only drink Diet Coke. But he is using this to deflect from how, MAGA is coming for him and how he's coming for MAGA. Something else he posted on his live social page, a headline from Fox and himself doing his little dance. Trump tariff revenues are hitting record highs, generating $100 billion so far, $100 billion that gets collected from the American public. Yay, we're broker. Yay. Now let's bring it to why MAGA is in full meltdown mode. Basically, he made this post, and I'll get to what the post says, but somebody put it with this picture and these words. Oh, someone is mad because now everyone knows he's a pedo. Oh, so now Trump is melting down because people, even his base, just won't drop this Jeffrey Epstein list situation. So let's look at what Donald J. Trump is saying on his live social. He says the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier and the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this BS, and he says it right there, hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I've had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history. And all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. He says, I don't want their support anymore. Yo, where's the leopard? These people should feel so dumb. Dumb. He said that this morning, and they have been melting down since. A couple of comments under his live social post. Publius Solon says, so prove it was a hoax instead of bashing your past supporters because that isn't helping your midterm chances. And then Greek American says, why is the Epstein case so important to the MAGA movement? It's why Trump won in 2016. He promised to rip the mask off the globalist elite and drain their filthy swamp. He can't drain their filthy swamp. It's part of his filthy swamp. I am loving that they are coming to this realization. I mean, maybe they're coming to the realization. I don't know yet. If the GOP betrays that mission again, at least a third of their base walks, and they will lose 2026 guaranteed. And y'all, I am here for this. I am going to be watching this with bated breath. I hope he continues to alienate these people. This person named Greenwood TS says, you are pissed off that MAGA does not buy into your temper tantrum. This is your Waterloo, Mr. President. Blaming people like me who have stood by you through thick and thin is disloyalty. Without us, you are nothing but a bully running out of choices. Release the complete Epstein files unredacted. By the way, we didn't vote for escalating the Ukraine war into WW3. What happened to America First? Blackwater Ben says, the president has lost his mind. I'm done with him. Been riding the train choo-choo since the escalator. He can go pound sand. Eli Levy says, you people really don't get it. Mr. Trump has much more important things to focus on. So should you. When was the last time you blessed Israel? Okay. Archangel says, why was Epstein in prison then? How about Ghislaine? For a hoax? I don't think so. This is the hill we all die on. Common Sense Gal says 100% the dumbest PR move of the Trump administration, especially the last few lines. And that's why I read it a couple of times, because he is really saying he is done with these people. Trisha Hope was a Trump delegate saying, he just calls supporters like me stupid who have spent 10 years standing with him through thick and thin. This is what he has to say. Well, maybe he is right, because I feel pretty dumb for standing with him for all those years. I won't be doing it again. Hashtag Epstein cover up. And then Haley Tess Isis says, my wife and I have been with him since the escalator through everything. She is so livid that she will have nothing to do with anything with Trump. I am pissed. He has treated his followers with disdain and contempt and called them names like a petulant 10-year-old. The funniest thing is, now that Trump is calling them names, they are mad. But he was fine when he was calling everybody else names and insulting other people. They were like, he just tells it like it is. He just calls it like it is. We're just triggering the libs. And now the faces are being eaten are theirs, and they are no, they're not laughing. They are upset. They are filled with disdain and contempt, and they are livid. And I am laughing. I am so amused by all of this. Tammy says, I'm with your wife. I was his biggest supporter. No more. I fear God over fear of man. Karen says, keep walking towards the light. You're almost there. And Pietro was like, Trump has always been a con man, a liar, and worse long before he got into politics. Many of the people around him are even worse. You have the right to support/elect conservatives. I just ask you, choose ones with principle, intelligence, and competence. Evan Kilgore says, I've been a loyal Trump supporter since 2016. I lost a job, friendships, been smeared online, doxxed, and pressed charges on people who have stalked and harassed me for supporting him. If Trump doesn't want my support because I care about the Epstein files, then I'm done. Bye. And then he says, some of you MAGA influencers whose entire identity is based on supporting the president without question or criticism are starting to disgust me. You have no integrity and are all clout chasing opportunists. And most of you are the most disgusting hypocrites I've ever met. They're turning on each other. It's a fight. Laura says, Mr. President, I have followed, supported, and trusted you ever since you came down the escalator. I can't believe you just told us you don't want our support over wanting to see justice for the victims of Epstein. Not a smart thing to say. And then Live Faith says, this is honestly bizarre. So now a campaign promise has flipped and become a left-wing scam. How and when did this happen? The Midas Touch says, ways Trump has described his supporters in the past 24 hours. Pretty bad people, weaklings, past supporters. Does this have to do anything with their meltdown? No, but I'm just wondering about the melting of his neckgina and why he never blends his makeup. All right, y'all, let me know what you think.
A lot of you ask me what FDT means, so I made a song for you. F is for fuck, D's for Donald, T's for Trump. Sing it with me. Fuck Donald Trump. F is for fuck, D.
All right, so I voted for Trump, and this Epstein thing is just insane. But I think it's showing us one thing, and that's our country is unified for the first time in a long time. And I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, we all know this administration is guilty. So I guess that's a good thing, and maybe we can unite around this and move forward.